Dinka-dinka-doody-doo, dinka-dinka-doody-doo, we're having fun and so are you.
Your first story.
Dinka-dinka-doody-doo, having fun and lots of it too. Dinka-dinka-doody-doo, dinka-dinka-doody-doo, dinka-dinka-doody-doo-doo.
Your first story, New Shoes, told by Nana Dot.
So are you. Dinka-dinka-doody-doo, dinka-dinka-doody-doo, having fun and lots of it.
Presented by Applenook Productions Limited.
Dinka-dinka-doody-doo, dinka-dinka-doody-doo-doo.
Can't wait for this next story. Is it about shoes, Nana Dot?
Well, sort of.
Cause I know a good joke about shoes. A mother said to her son, "Go clean the mud off your shoes." "What shoes?" the boy replied. "Get it?" He must have had heaps of mud. His feet were muddy.
Fred, you have some crazy jokes.
But I made you smile, didn't I?
Yes, you did. Well, now I have a question for everyone. Have you had any new shoes lately? I wonder what sort of shoes they were. Party shoes, sandals, or shoes for school? Do you know that some children don't even have shoes?
Oh, wow. How do you think they walk on prickles and stones?
I don't know, Fred. Aren't you fortunate to have shoes? Now let's watch this video clip and look at all the different sorts of shoes.
When you walk down the street, what do you put on your feet? You put on your shoes for today. When you walk down the street, what do you put on your feet? You put on your shoes for today. Shoes, shoes, shoes on your feet. You put on your shoes for today. Shoes, shoes, shoes on your feet. You put on your shoes for today. When you tie up those laces or you do up that buckle, you put on your shoes for today. Or perhaps you just slip them onto your feet, but you put on your shoes for today. Shoes, shoes, shoes on your feet. You put on your shoes for today. Shoes, shoes, shoes on your feet. You put on your shoes for today. Shoes, shoes, shoes on your feet. You put on your shoes for today. Shoes, shoes, shoes on your feet. You put on your shoes for today. Shoes, shoes, shoes on your feet. You put on your shoes for today. Shoes, shoes, shoes on your feet. You put on your shoes for today. Shoes, shoes, shoes on your feet. You put on your shoes for today. Shoes, shoes, shoes on your feet. You put on your shoes for today.
Did anyone count how many shoes we saw? There were lots, weren't there? Did you see the trainers towards the end? Well, our story is about trainers or sneakers. Some people call them sneakers.
Nana Dot, I've got trainers, see? But they aren't new ones.
So you have, Fred. Can you tie the laces on them?
Sort of, but they seem to come undone all the time.
Do you not pull them tightly enough?
Maybe.
That's sometimes the problem. Perhaps you need to practice a little. Now, if you can't tie your laces, why don't you get an adult to show you how? Well, our story is called New Shoes, and it's about Tommy and his new trainers. I'll tell you a little bit about Tommy first though. Here he is. He's the youngest in the family. He loves living on the farm. There is so much to do. He's a typical boy. He climbs apple trees, and sometimes he eats an apple when they're ripe. One of the games he loves best is when he and his friends slide on plastic bags down the hill at the back of the farm. Look, here they are, and they're going fast. Striver the dog rushes after them, barking loudly. I think that dog is having fun too. Tommy has a bubble pipe. He likes blowing bubbles with it. Big bubbles and little bubbles. Striver the dog likes to chase the bubbles, but for some reason they disappear before he gets them. He can never seem to catch any. Have you ever tried to catch bubbles? They pop so easily, don't they?
Yeah, sometimes they just float off in the wind.
Yes, they do, Fred. They're hard to catch, but Striver can't understand that. Tommy's morning job is to feed the hens. Each morning, Mum gives him a tin of grain. He goes out to the barn. Remember we saw the barn before? Well, Tommy throws the grain out around in front of the barn. The hens pick it up for their breakfast. Then 3 mornings a week, Tommy goes to preschool. He sees his friends at preschool. There are lots of toys to play with and lots of things to do. But the boys' favourite place is in the sandpit outside. They can play there every day if it's fine. Look, here they are. They can build sandcastles. They can play with the trucks and the bulldozers. Tommy likes the big yellow truck best. Do you know why? Because it can carry a big load of sand. Yesterday, after preschool, Tommy went with his mother to town. He got some new shoes. Real cool trainers. Real cool shoes for jumping and running and playing in. But they have laces, and Tommy couldn't tie laces. Now usually it's only grown-ups trainers that have laces, but Tommy's had laces. No problem, thought Tommy. So as soon as he got home, he put on his trainers and ran outside with the laces undone. Guess what happened? Yes, ow! He fell over when he tripped on the laces. That really hurt. Not such a good idea, Tommy. You need to have your laces tied properly. So Tommy went inside and Mum showed him how to tie the laces. Take a loop on this side and a loop on this side and twist them through. She did it several times while he watched, then it was his turn. Now it looked so easy when Mum did it, but he couldn't get it quite right. Mum showed him again. Tommy tried, but they still came undone. He took his shoes out under the old walnut tree at the back of the house and sat down. He practiced and practiced. He was determined to do it. He was a big boy now and needed to tie his own laces. He was going to do it. He tried several times. Then he did it! Wow! He tied his laces!
Yay!
He ran to show his mother. Well done, Tommy, his mother said, giving him a biscuit because he was so clever. Now try again, she said, but don't forget to pull them tight. Yes! He did it again! When Dad came in for tea that night, Tommy ran to show him. That's my clever boy. That's great, said his father. Tommy ran out into the yard in his new shoes. He had new trainers, and now he could tie his very own laces.
He did well, Nana Dot.
Yes, he did, didn't he?
Nana Dot, listen to this.
Fred, what are you doing?
I'm practicing.
Practicing?
Yes, I don't go to preschool or kindy, but I can build big hills and roads. And when I go to the beach, though, trouble is, we don't go that often. So I'm practicing for when I do go.
Well, Fred, if you want to go that much, why don't you ask a grandparent to take you?
Nana Dot?
Yes, Fred?
Would you take me to the beach?
Well, I suppose I could, but not right now, as...
No, not now, as we've got more stories to tell. But we can go sometime soon.
Sure we can.
Yippee!
Having fun and lots of it too. Dinka-dinka-doody-doo, dinka-dinka-doody-doo, dinka-dinka-doody-doo-doo. Dinka-dinka-doody-doo, dinka-dinka-doody-doo, we're having fun and
A special story.
Dinka-dinka-doody-doo, dinka-dinka-doody-doo, having fun.